Hello everyone, I'm Ricky Lavon, author of the book, Yet Will I Trust Him. In this video I will be reading lesson 1 from this book, and that title is called The Beginning of the Calamities. Now this lesson is divided into 3 parts. First, there are biblical questions, then personal questions, and lastly, a little section called Just a Thought. Make sure to use something to write or type for your responses, and of course pause in between each question so you have time enough to be able to write them down. Now for more information on Yet Will I Trust Him, or to get a copy for yourself, please make sure to visit the links in the description below. Thanks for your support and enjoy. Questions section, at least the biblical questions. Question 1. This is all, of course, taken from lesson 1, Beginning of the Calamities. This covers Job chapters 1 and 2. Question 1. Describe Job's character. That can be found in Job chapter 1, verse 1. Question 2. What does the Bible say about Job's wealth? That's found in Job chapter 1, verses 2 through 3. Question 3. Describe Job's children, and what did he do on their behalf? This is found in Job 1, verses 4 through 5. Question 4. Who came to visit God? This is found in Job 1, verses 6 through 7. Question 5. How does God describe Job? This is found in Job 1, verse 8. Question 6. In Satan, or also known as the adversary's mind, why is Job being a good person? Satan's title is often called adversary in various versions of the Bible, so I want to list both here. And that is found in Job chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. Question 7. What does God give Satan permission to do? This is found in Job 1, verse 12. Question 8. What are the 4 calamities that happened to Job? This is found in Job 1, verses 13 through verse 19. Question 9. What was Job's response to the trials? This is found in Job 1, 20 through 22. Question 10. Divine beings and Satan came to present themselves for the Lord. What does God say about Job, and what excuse does Satan give for his behavior? This is found in Job 2, verses 1 through 6. Question 11. What was Job's next calamity? How did he respond? This is found in Job chapter 2, verses 7 through 8. Question 12. What did Job's wife suggest for him to do? What was his response? Job chapter 2, verses 9 through 10. And question 13, which is the last of the biblical questions. Who came to visit Job, and how did they react upon seeing him? That's in Job chapter 2, verses 11 through 13. For this particular chapter, there are 5 personal questions that are related that helps be able to build a stronger, or at least be able to apply some of the information to your own personal life. Question A. Often we help those who are constantly harming themselves. Why do you believe we do this, and is there someone in your life that you're praying for or helping in spite of them harming themselves? For example, a loved one who is a drug addict, being abusive, a criminal person with criminal behavior, gossiping, or anything of that nature. Question B. Along with Satan, the book of Job mentions divine beings presenting themselves before God. Who do you think they are, and why are they coming? Question C. Out of the calamities that happened to Job, which is the worst and why? Put yourself in his position when answering the question. Question D. Often we forget that Job was married. How do you believe she felt to see her children, possessions, money, and husband all get destroyed or harmed? How would you feel if something similar happened to one of your family members? And the last question, question E. God looked upon Job with favor, knowing that he was an upright and great person. Why then would God allow extreme pain to come to a loyal servant? And the last section is simply called Just a Thought. In each chapter, or each lesson actually has this, just a little thought, just a little something extra that goes with each particular lesson. And this one goes like this. Unlike a variety of the prophetic books found in the Old Testament, as well as Paul's epistles and the Gospels found in the New, the book of Job does not mention an author. The book simply begins with the narrative to set the background for the poetic wisdom that would take up most of the scripture. The beginning is simply meant to set the stage so the reader would know the people, place, and calamities that would drive the book. The most common belief is that Moses wrote Job, and it's considered the oldest book, as far as written, of the Bible. Not because of the narrative time frame, clearly that would make Genesis the oldest, but when it was actually written. Many scholars and religious leaders believe that Moses was impressed by God to write Job when he was in Midian. This was during a time of exile for him. This is found in Exodus chapter 2 verses 14 through 17, as he spent 40 years away from Egypt. Midian is close to the land of Uz, so it was likely that Moses heard the story of Job and used it as a means to teach others he was around. After all, just like the main character, Moses dealt with his own suffering as someone who lived in a palace to escaping and becoming a sheep herder. Oftentimes, God is mentioned slightly different in Job compared to other books in the Bible. His name Yahweh, which is often spelled, Hebrew-wise, YHWH, is rarely mentioned compared to Elohim. Also, God is referred to as Almighty often throughout the text. Job lived between the time of Abraham and Moses. That's hundreds of years of history, but remember, this is something that takes place away from the main arc of characters we learn about at the end of Genesis. For example, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph. Job lived to be 140 years old, which is a long time, and could place him anywhere within that period. Thank you so much for your support of this book. Like I said, to make sure to get a copy of your own, visit the links in the description below, or just for more information on this particular lesson, just check out Yet Will I Trust Him, and hopefully you're able to enjoy not only this particular lesson, but so much more. Thanks again for your support. Be blessed and have a great day.